How to use the Internet Explorer browser, Part 1 Intro. These videos describe both Internet Explorer version 10 used in 2014 with Windows 7 and version 11 used in 2016 with Windows 10. They are almost identical, and the differences are described in these videos. You are watching a Tom's Tech Notes video. If you like this video, please wait until you are finished watching it, then click my name, Thomas Wallace, to visit my channel page. A welcome video will play to describe my other videos. This is a 4-part tutorial series. Part 1, this part, describes features available on the first 2 lines of the browser window. The top of the browser window is the Windows title bar. It shows the name of the open web page or file on your computer. The right end of the bar has the standard Windows boxes to minimize, maximize, or close the window. In Windows 10, the top lines are a little different. The standard minimize and close boxes are on the line by themselves above the line that has the browser address and the other things on it. You can right-click a blank area below the title bar to show or hide toolbars. The View menu, described later, also lets you show and hide the toolbars. The next line begins with the left and right arrows that move to the previous or next window that you viewed in this browser since starting it. The address and search box is next. This is where you type web addresses or words to search for on the Internet. As you type, the browser searches your recent address entries for matching letters. If it finds any matches, it fills in the address search box and may list other web addresses below that. Whether or not any matches are found, the search window opens, that's this window here, and shows the installed search engines at the bottom. You have several options now. If you press Enter and there's a website address in this box, it will open that website. If you press Enter and there's just letters in this box, it will search the Internet for those letters using the search that's highlighted at the bottom. The one that's highlighted right now is the Google search, and that's normally the one I highlight. That's normally my default search. You can double-click one of the other lines in this page on this window to open that website. You can double-click any of the search icons here. If you do that, it will search for whatever is in this box, whether it's a web address or not. It'll search the Internet for that and list matches it finds on the Internet. It won't open the site. If you're going to select the search here, you may need to get rid of the characters that the browser has filled in for you. All I typed was SP and it filled all these others in. If I really just wanted to search for SP, I'd have to press the delete key first to get rid of the characters that the browser filled in. Now if I select search, it'll just search for SP, and of course you'd get 100 million matches for that combination, I'm sure. But remember, if you type something and it fills more letters in and you want to search for what you typed, you have to delete what it fills in first. You can turn that option off in the Internet options. You can turn off the completion option where it predicts what you're going to type next. Just some notes on using those search icons. We already said that if you double click one of them, it'll search for that icon, or if you single click it and then press Enter, it'll search for that icon with that search. But for the remainder of the browsing session, whatever search you use last is the one it will continue to use until you change it or close the browser. When you close and reopen the browser, it will go back to your default search. My default search is Google. Let me just demonstrate that. I'll do a search here for Now is the Time, and I'll force it to search with Norton Safe Search. Double click it. Okay, it's searched for Now is the Time using Norton Safe Search. Now, if I type something else, And notice that Norton Safe Search is now highlighted, so that's the one it'll use if I press enter. But also notice what happens when I close and reopen the browser. Notice Norton Safe Search is the browser selected now and would be selected until I close the browser. I close the browser, I reopen it, I start to type. Notice that the highlighted search is now the Google search. That's the one it'll start with every time I open the browser. And again, if you change the search while you're on the browser, it'll keep that new search until you close the browser. You can set the default search using the Manage Add-ons command of the Tools menu, and we'll discuss that later. Another thing you can do, let's open a website. Let's open the Snopes website. You can create a shortcut to the open website, the currently open website Snopes, by clicking and dragging that symbol at the left end of the address box onto the desktop and then releasing the left button. That created a shortcut on the desktop to Snopes. When you do that, you're probably going to want to rename this to shorten it, so you click the shortcut anywhere once, then click it on the name. That highlights the name for retyping. Retype it, click somewhere else to save the new name. The next thing on that window, I'll go ahead and get rid of this shortcut since I don't really want another shortcut on my desktop. I click the delete button and then I click the confirm delete. The up-down symbol, this symbol here, will redraw the web page from the internet. For Internet Explorer version 11 used in Windows 10, the symbol to redraw the web page is a circling arrow. You do that when a glitch appears. Something caused a glitch to show up on the page. Click this and it redraws the web page from the internet. The house symbol, if it's present, will take you back to your home page. I'll go back to Snopes. When you're browsing and you want to return to your home page, you click this house symbol and it reopens your home page. You set the home page with the Internet Options command on the Tools menu, and we'll show you how to do that later. The star symbol shows options to add a shortcut to the currently open web page to the favorites bar, the favorites list, or lets you open shortcuts in the favorites list. We'll talk a little bit more about the favorites list later. The gear wheel gives you quick access to common browser commands. All of these commands are also on the toolbars that we'll be describing later, and that's where we will describe the commands. The menu bar is just below the address line and starts with the file menu. If it's not visible, right-click a blank area near the top and click it. If it is visible and you did that and you clicked it, it would hide it again. And again, I believe we said that earlier, but you can show or hide any menu, any toolbar that's listed here by clicking it. The ones that are checked are already visible, and if you check them, they hide them. The ones that are not checked are not visible, and you click them to show them. Again, we'll cover all those toolbars later when we talk about part of the view menu, toolbars command on the view menu. The menus on the toolbar, on the menu toolbar or menu bar, drop down when you click the menu, and when they drop down, they show you the commands available on that menu, and they also show you the shortcuts in the right column. They show you the shortcuts that will use that command even if that menu is not open. So if I wanted to click the new tab function, I would press Control T and I wouldn't need to open the file menu to do that. I don't tend to use the shortcut keys except for some of the edit shortcuts that basically work in most of the programs you use in Windows. That's the only shortcuts I use. If you want to use the shortcuts, they might save you some time, but there are so many of them, I would suggest you make a list of them and stick it on the wall by your computer so you can remember what the shortcuts do. There are just lots of shortcuts on all the menus. Part 2 of this tutorial series will describe the commands on the File and Edit menus. Thanks for watching my video. If you like this video, please click my name, Thomas Wallace, to visit my channel page to watch my other videos.